Hopping back into the wild way to lucid dreaming, and this chapter is titled Entering the Lucid Dreaming State. So we'll skip kind of the beginning part of the chapter and pick up where you are in stage 1 of sleep hypnagogia, and you're basically waiting to see a liminal dream that you like, and then that's the one you're going to try to enter into to have your awake initiated lucid dream. By now you should be seeing hypnagogic image after image in fairly rapid succession. Wait then until a particularly clear one shows up and attempt to arrest it. I have no idea why this occurs, but apparently deliberately examining the details of any one image, the clearer and sharper it is to begin with, the better, has the effect of making it remain in view longer. So when you're in the early stages of hypnagogia, or like I'd say like the middle stage of it, right? The really early stage is, it's not really like imagery, it's like a soft diffused light or starry night sky type visuals you're seeing, but eventually actual images start to appear. And when they are going just like image after image, I think of that as basically being like these, background thoughts that you always have running in your head, kind of just jumping from one thought to the next. But then as you get deeper into it, you start to get more wrapped up in the narrative. You're basically, it's kind of like a meditation, right? That's your object of attention. And then you being wrapped up in the narrative keeps that image actually in view, and it won't just keep changing from one thing to the next. The main thing at this point is to be consciously selecting from amongst the clearest and most vivid hypnagogic images, the one you're going to attempt to arrest. And this is actually how I like to introduce some level of control into my hypnagogia. When you are getting these, image after image popping up, you can leave little seeds and like breadcrumbs for your mind to follow and start influencing the next thought or image that does appear. And then when you get to one that you actually do like, a liminal dream that you want to try to enter into, that's the one you can try to hold your view on and keep clear, and then hopefully hit REM after that and have a wild. At one moment you'll be gazing at some image and probably marveling at just how clear and vivid it really is. This time, when without any warning there's a zing feeling and you're literally pulled right into a fully fledged dreaming scenario. And whenever I do this from being fully wide awake, I do tend to get that body high zing feeling. But as we'll talk about a little bit later, like for me, if I'm in a dream and the dream starts to break down and I go back to hypnagogia and don't just fully wake up, but I'm no longer like in the dream, like first person, more like I'm seeing it versus being in it. At that point, when I do go back into REM, I don't get that same body high zing feeling. Next up, furthermore, you can rest assured that from now on, the transition between waking and lucid dreaming will only improve and get faster the more you do it, until eventually, with very little practice and within only a few minutes of lying down, you'll be straight off into a lucid dream with almost no bother at all. And so that whole like few minute things, how fast this guy can pull it off to me is quite amazing. But for me, man, I'm just not going to fall asleep that fast to where I can, not only hit hypnagogia within a few minutes, but then have that build up to the full moving scene type hypnagogia and then hit REM after that. Flitting back and forth a few times between dreaming and waking seemingly has the effect of clearing out the cobwebs. And now I look at this as basically, if you're already in the state where, say, you are in a dream, you wake up too much, it boots you back out to hopefully just hypnagogia and not full on awake. By that point, it does kind of clear out the cobwebs in a sense, because you're just more tired, you're deeper into sleep, so it makes going back and forth a lot easier. Versus in the beginning, you're still pretty awake, you see the hypnagogia, it surprises you too much, you get booted all the way back out. It can take longer to get back down into that sleepy state and the particular stage of sleep. Then it talks about some of the challenges, and the main challenge you're going to run into here is basically trying to keep your emotions in check and not get too excited by the transition of what's happening or the dream that you're witnessing, and then thus causing you to totally wake up. What else we got? Maybe a couple more things in this chapter. The reason people have ordinary dreams is simply because they enter into them in an unconscious manner. That seems pretty legit. And yeah, we'll just end it there. So until the next video, keep your lucid dreaming practice legit.